how it could have sounded, so we get to go to our other segment that you guys have been really enjoying, and this is Factor Cap. It's where we try and discover whether or not we think that the sports conspiracy theories are true. We've had some good ones. We had the mob involved in one with Sonny Liston's Phantom Punch, and we had Michael Jordan's possible gambling debts, and maybe he got his father killed, maybe he didn't, who knows, but we're going back to the NBA for another one of these, aren't we?
Man, we got a good one. This is another really, really steamy one. This one I would say this is number 3 on, because look, NBA has so many funny conspiracies. Obviously, the Patrick Ewing one is very well known. The Jordan one is kind of well known, but not so much. This one kind of falls under the rug. You got to be a really diehard fan to really remember this one. So taking back 2002 NBA Western Conference Finals. Reference: this is the Tim Donnaghey era. Tim Donnaghey era. If you don't know who Tim Donnaghey is, he's a referee that was in jail for I think it was 6-7 years because he bet on basketball games that he refed.
It was the Uncut Gems story, right?
No.
They had a movie coming out about Tim Donnaghey. I wasn't sure if that was.
No, it wasn't on that one, but I don't think that one's come out yet. I haven't heard about that.
It might have got delayed with the pandemic.
Yeah, but I mean so Kings with the likes of Mike Bibby, White Chocolate, Jason Williams, Peja Stojakovic, Vlade Divac, Doug Christie, Chris Webber. That was their team. They had a much better all-around team. We're up against the Los Angeles Lakers, the likes of Kobe Bryant and Shaquille O'Neal. They were up 3-2 in the series. They went back to LA for Game 6 because the Kings had home court advantage. Going back to Game 6, the NBA, basically, Tim Donnaghey came out and said that the NBA needed the Lakers to make the finals because revenues were down, and having an NBA Finals matchup of, at the time, the New Jersey Nets with Jason Kidd, Vince Carter, and Richard Jefferson against the likes of Mike Bibby and that Kings team would not bring any revenue in. You have Shaq and Kobe and the Lakers in the finals, that's the money right there. And Tim Donnaghey came out and said that series the NBA won, the Lakers win. So the conspiracy is that the NBA rigged Game 6 for the Lakers to win at home, and then obviously the Lakers won Game 7 by handed fashion in Sacramento. So I'm gonna go the side of fact firsthand because I relate this back to the 2009 Western Conference Finals because I love going back.
I do remember you bringing up these two in concept.
And I love going back to how the NBA wanted LeBron versus Kobe in the finals, but the Magic beat the Cavs, and the NBA would have fucking shut down if it was the Nuggets versus Magic in the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
So I need the Lakers in it, and I think this is the exact same way. Obviously, with Tim Donnaghey and everything, that whole era too.
It's very easy to think that he messed with the game, just knowing that
because he wasn't the referee during those games, but I would take a lot of guess that he wasn't the only one. He was the only one that caught. There's a reason why there's a brand new set of referees.
The only one with a big enough mouth to get caught.
Big enough mouth to get caught.
Yeah.
And man, I'm gonna go fact here. I would like to say no because that kind of tarnishes Kobe's legacy, but it really doesn't. It's more on the referees.
It tarnishes the integrity of the league.
Yeah, which the NBA's integrity is already up for grabs because the number 1 picks and all that shit. So I'm gonna go fact because I stand up for small markets, and I know the Kings were a far better team, and I know the Lakers. The Kings had that game won basically. They're up by like 12, I think, in the third quarter, and then all hell breaks loose. I think Doug Christie fouls out, and the Lakers just roll in that game at the end of that game out of the blue, and then Game 7 is just a different story. So I'm gonna go fact on this one.
I was gonna ask if there was a specific moment where you were like, "Why did that happen?"
There was like the foul count was what really got me. I think it was something along the lines where like 2 or 3 guys from the Kings fouled out. I know Doug Christie was one of them, who was actually the announcer for the Kings. Not funny enough, they're a play-by-play guy. But
basketball loves to do that because the Gonzaga guy too, where he had
Adam Morrison,
the redemption story, where he's back as the announcer.
Except
the Kings don't get any kind of. The Kings are a sad franchise.
They're the only team. They have the longest playoff drought, I think, in sports. 16 years, I think, right now.
Not in sports, but in the NBA.
Who was the longest?
I mean, the Bengals have a 30-plus year streak going.
No, but in
making
the playoffs.
Making the playoffs, I think that might be the
I was going to say, making the playoffs. Not winning a game.
I
know
was
you
gonna
don't win a game.
Yeah.
But I think making the playoffs, they have the longest streak right now with like 16 years or something like that.
Yeah, I think especially now that the Browns did what they did last season, they're probably a pretty sure lock to be the longest. I'll say that it's fact too, because I mean it's Sacramento. I know it's California, but it's Sacramento. It's different.
Yeah, no one wanted the Kings in the finals. No. Kobe's legacy was on the line. That was like at the end of their tenure. I think they had 2 years left.
Well, it's the same commissioner that's. It was the old commissioner, the one that suspended MJ.
No, it was actually yes, it was David Stern.
Yeah.
That was David Stern. So it was David Stern. David Stern, rest in peace, David Stern. But he had some things going to his belt, like the Chris Paul trade that didn't go through the Lakers. There's a lot of.
I'm just saying this now. I've been watching The Sopranos pretty religiously the past few months. It seems like a mob deal. Like he ran it like a mob organization. Like. It's going to work out in my favor. Everything is going to work out in my favor, which in terms was the favor of the league. But then people like your team to be honest. There's a reason. Everybody loved Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire when they were all jacked up on juice hitting home runs. But as soon as they admitted that they were jacked up on juice, shame. Shame. Everybody knew, like, if the Lakers don't make it to the finals, why am I watching in 2002? But everybody was okay with it when it happened because it was Shaq and a fool and
Kobe. Shaq and Kobe, Big Shot Bob, Robert Ory.
Yeah, Big Shot Bobby.
And that was the Lakers dynasty.
Was that when he was?
No, I don't think that was that same playoffs, but that was Big Shot Bob originated in San Antonio in like 2006 when they won it when it was like first. It was the first ring for Tony and Manu. I know that.
That was it's one of my favorite sports nicknames.
Big Shot Bob.
I kind of wish I was named Robert just for the chance to be called that, but I guess I got to get stuck with Italian Stallion.